Number of police show up to an unusual scene as few people cried out frantically. "I swear, officer, there was a tall, creepy man. He was wearing a black hat. We knew what we witnessed until we were told to leave. Everyone that was left behind is gone now, including the pastor. How do people just vanish in a church? Look, we are working on it. Please be patient. We will get to the bottom of this. Sergeant, I can't find not one sign of foul play. It is like everyone that was here left in a rush, leaving coats, hats, anything and everything behind. Everything, everything." Earlier that day, organ playing as a group of people are in the middle of prayer, suddenly interrupted by the slamming of swinging doors.
"Oh, I'm sorry,"
says a tall, thin man wearing a black and white pinstripe suit and a fedora to match.
"Did I disturb the perfect prayer?"
The man looked around as if he was talking to at everyone at once. The pastor yells out, "Dear sir, look here now. This is the house of God. All are welcome to join us, but your entrance, which I may add was a bit dramatic, also uncalled for. Now how can I help you?" With a sinister grin.
"Oh, trust me, Pastor. I can help myself. I'm here for a reason. The fact is, you and more than half of this congregation are here for my pleasure."
An unearthly laugh comes from the man, with a glaring stare.
"I will allow those who can leave to do so now. You know who you are, and yes, children must leave as well."
He yells out,
"Now!"
"My dear sir, you are standing on holy ground, the Lord's house."
"Trust me, Pastor. I'm here for the same reason. That's why the innocent must leave."
A large group of people was able to stand and make for the doors. Some others seemed to be stuck, glued to their seats. A thunder's roar comes from the man.
"I said now!"
As his eyes start to flame up as well. Rest of those who thought to be frozen in fear were just that and ran.
Now that's out of the way. I can explain about this downward spiral this small part of the community has caused. Tisk, tisk, the lies we sprouted.
A woman stands up, starts to yell, "How dare you come here on a Sunday morning in the midst of our prayers?"
"My dear madam, you certainly were not thinking of God when you were at Mr. Murdoch's home Thursday night, as your husband was working overtime, but must admit you called out God's name enough. How long has that affair been going on? How old is your child? 11? 12? Does your husband even know this is not his daughter?"
The tall man starts to twirl his long fingers in the air, almost like he's reaching for something.
"He goes to each play, attended every event, even helps with her homework. My dear, a person without sin could cast the first stone. Your husband has an express elevator to the top floor. Never done anything except maybe slip a piece of candy to his."
Chuckling as he said it.
"Daughter, you on the other hand, would throw them both into an Everglade filled with gators, if it would buy you 15 more seconds to live."
Many people turn to the man just to see his wide, toothy grin.
"Now you. Sarnies, yes, how well you cheat on your taxes, but your wife. I can understand, but that can't be condoned. Stealing from your neighbors. Not a good thing. Stealing is stealing. Their mail, their private memories. Videotaping your neighbors engaging in private moments. Naughty you! Mr. Yugi, out of all people here, how could you act so innocent when you make voyeur videos in your restaurant and sell them on the internet? I'm surprised at you, such a pervert. And feeding some of these people, I have to say this is entertaining to me, their own pets. In some cases, Yes, this is not a sin, but it is sick. How does your wife feel about your relationship with her younger sister? Let's not mention the money you squandered from her. Let us not forget your lover in the next county. He will be missing you very much.
Pastor interrupts. These people can be forgiven for their sins.
Can they now? Ha ha ha. By whose faith yours? How is it you can come into this place of worship and call it just that, a holy place? The sins you feed the grounds you walk could grow. Trust me, Pastor. The path here is poison. You're the main one who has tainted this field, and God is not so happy with you. Shall we read your list?
Pulling an old parchment, unrolling a scroll, reaching halfway down the aisle.
Let us see here. Everything from sleeping with other men's wives to playing with the little boys, stealing from people's coats as they hang in the coat room, dipping your hand in women's purses, accepting a government grant to help feed the poor, when in fact all of that went into your pocket as a profit. New cars, prostitutes, drugs. Shall I go on, Pastor?
The stranger winks at him.
Living in the lie or the dream?
What do you want? Yells a woman in the front row.
Ah, so you want to know what I want? Ha 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 ha. Let us see.
Looking at everyone there as if he was a predator.
Your souls.
Funny, yells the pastor. Our souls are not ours to give. Only God has that power and ensures us eternal life after this one.
Oh, does he now? Did he tell you what type of life it was after this one? Let me remind you, the sins you committed was the pen used to sign at the dotted line. Oh, but don't be too worried. You will still feel the pain. It will only last an eternity.
He looks to each of them with an evil grin. A strange quake and a circle of fire surrounds the room. The pastor says aloud, I thought that hell was a fantasy, not really fire and brimstone. As he holds his hands to his face, the stranger replies,
Hell is what you conceive it to be. It's what frightens you the most. This is what you see and feel. You see fire. Some see the never-ending torture of their fear, eaten by a shark while drowning, falling without a net or parachute. So many ways. But yours is so fitting.
Stranger's eyes glow red, and with only a snap of his long, thin fingers, everyone that was in the room vanished without a trace. The doors to the church are busted open by the police and several others looking around. No one is here, said a father who clenches his young daughter's hand. Mommy will be back, right, Daddy? I don't know, darling. I don't know. The end, or is it?